Good morning, good evening, and welcome to all the Warships. My name is Robin, and it has been a long time. I know you guys are probably wondering where the hell have I been all this time, and I gotta say that I'm genuinely sorry for keeping you waiting on the videos. But life has been throwing me lots of lemons recently, and I lacked the free time to dedicate myself on World Warships and on more videos. But considering the amount of support you viewers have been sending me since the last video, I couldn't bear not to come back at some point. So here I am, and hopefully going through the third episode of the British Superiority series, this time featuring the Tier 8 Edinburgh. But before we start, I would like to say a couple of more things. I've missed a lot of really exciting stuff coming in the game these two last months. The new Soviet destroyers are in, French cruisers are going to be playable in the future, and the game is even more exciting to play now. I cannot wait to get new content and share it with you, but the 3 or 4 next videos will be featuring battles from previous patches. I have some gameplay pending that I could not edit yet, but they are not that old and still worth sharing in my opinion, so stay tuned for that. Oh, and as usual, thank you very much for tuning in the video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you will enjoy your time here. So, without further ado, let's get into the details of the ship we are about to sail in. The Edinburgh has 12 152mm guns with a top range of 15.4 kilometers, 38,400 points of health, 6 torpedoes with a top range of 10 kilometers and a top speed of 32.5 knots. Her anti-air defense system is rated 56, her surface detection is 11.3 kilometers, and the armor thickness goes from 16 to 114 millimeters. For the modules I've installed, we have Main Armament Modification 1, Aiming System Modification 1, Damage Control System Modification 1, Steering Gear Modification 2, and Steering Gear Modification 3. For my commander, Priority Target, Preventative Maintenance, Expert Marksman, Jack of all trades, and Smokescreen Expert. I consider the Edinburgh as a Fiji that gets access to Tier 8 upgrades, except that she can get matched up against Tier 10, and out of all the British cruisers from Tier 6, she is the one I enjoy playing the least. Out of the many battles I've been playing with the Edinburgh, many were disappointments where I could not pull my weight because there was so much my ship could do. But, like all other British cruisers, the Edinburgh is a situational warship and needs to be played carefully in order to achieve success. But that's enough of these descriptions. Let's take her to battle. So here we are, on the map Trap Domination Mode. I am playing with a friend, Philip, aka Desatinado. He's sailing with the Tier 8 Atago, and we are both heading towards the center zone, B. If you've been watching us on Twitch yesterday night, you might know who Philip is. I've been playing with him a lot, and we often division up like this. He is a really good World Warship player, and he's got a couple of videos on YouTube to prove this point. So if you want to check it out, I'll put the link of his channel in the description. Meanwhile, I am heading in. I do not have the best concealment without the module and the commander skill, but I've prioritized maneuverability over concealment because I feel like I'm more efficient protecting my citadel that way. And hey, talking about concealment, I have just been detected. We have a destroyer in the area, and I decide to open fire on the Gneisenau in the distance. I'm slowing down to lay down my smoke and activate my hydroacoustic. Standard British cruiser setup right here. Philip is pushing right behind me, as well as multiple allied ships. Our deployment has a tendency to zone C and B, and we are leaving the A flank completely unprotected, which at this point is fine. If we manage to secure the northern part of the map as well as the center cap, we should be able to block any push from the south, and so far, this strategy is looking good. B is compromised though. There is definitely a destroyer here, and we need to flush him out for our plan to work. Philip is still pushing, and I'm going to follow him down that road. The risk here is that we might get flanked from C if our teammates up north let them progress towards it. But so far, they're not in a position to threaten us, so the path is open. I'm going to leave my smoke and risk it for a biscuit. I've been hitting the Gneisenau now for a decent amount of damage. He's throwing me a broadside, and I'm abusing it without holding back. We've dealt almost 20,000 points of damage to the target. That's very good so far. And here is the destroyer that is denying B. Enemy Ognivoy is hiding behind the island and is in a bad position. Philip Hydrocaustic is probably detecting him, and he can't escape at this point. Friendly Kagero is also pushing, and we have almost all of our team backing us up. This is a good start. And oh, here goes half of the Ognivoy's health from Philip's shot. Torpedoes in the water though. My friend have to take evasive maneuvers, but I'm confident he will dodge. I am steaming in full speed. I want that Ognivoy dead, and I can't wait to pick this island and take part in the execution of this poor destroyer. Philip is trying to finish him off, but his Hydrocaustic is running out and the Ognivoy disappears. Not for long though, since our Kagero is about to detect him again out of his smoke. I line up the shot, take it, and secure the kill, granting us first blood. We can finally capture B, but we've made a lot of noise and we're now exposed to incoming fire. My smoke is ready soon, and I'm setting up to lay it down again. But the Kagero is a good team player and laid down his for us to use. Much appreciated. We also have a cyclone coming in. I don't know if it's a good thing, but it always spices up the game somehow. Plus, most of the enemies are struggling at C or pushing down A, so they will have a hard time setting up for a counter-attack on B. Philip just got hit hard by something, and I'm looking for a target to shoot at. I don't even realize there's a Mayoko in my near vicinity, and I turn my guns as soon as I realize it, after shooting at the North Carolina. The Japanese cruiser doesn't seem to be moving very fast, and he's completely exposed from my guns and Philip's. So, weapons 3. Look at that. 2 Atagos, a Kagero, and myself. Our team sure have our back on this push, and that's really good. B is finally capped, but somehow the enemies have a hold on A and C. We're on the verge of getting sandwiched, and we have to choose a side to push, all while defending B. That Mayoko is in trouble, but I also have to keep an eye out for the Gneisenau that turned back to try and attack B. Our Kagero is aware of it, and the other Atago is sailing straight towards him. I'm setting up for a torpedo strike on his progression, all while keeping the Mayoko under fire. A couple more salvos on his broadside, and that's a second kill secure. My smoke just dissipated though. Unfortunately, the Gneisenau was focused on the Atago. I'm moving forward to give an angle and retreat, but I won't be able to without running into my friend's torpedoes. I have to cut the engine to dodge it, and that's leaving me exposed and broadsided. Fortunately, the German battleship ran straight into my torpedoes, and we take him out in a devastating strike. Very good plays here. I absolutely loved that push on the objective. We were devoted on playing as a team, and it worked out pretty good. Our team is pushing C now, and the enemies up there are starting to fall back. The cyclone is about to hit, and we should start taking defensive positions on B while the team is securing the north. Enemy Tirpitz is advancing towards our positions, so I'm going to try and close up the gap between us to prevent this. I really like this footage right here, for one specific reason. I could use my smoke right here to remain hidden and protect myself from that Tirpitz. I'm already angled and neutral, but I'm just keeping an eye on the priority target indicator. No one is aiming at me so far, so I feel free to continue my progress towards the enemy battleship. The closer I get, the more damage I can deal, so it's all beneficial. This skill, combined with the incoming fire alert, is in my opinion a must-have with British cruisers. Your smoke is precious, and by having good knowledge of the risk you're taking, is going to save you a lot of bad decisions or outright waste of your smoke. As soon as I knew I was attracting too much attention, I just did a tactical beaching and laid down my smokescreen. The Tirpitz was maneuvering to shoot at the Atago and unfortunately took him out, but that left him fully broadsided to my guns. A couple of torpedoes to deny his progression, and I can just sit there and deal raw damage with my friend Philip. We're in a good position to win this. Even if the enemy team managed to keep up with the points and had a slight advantage at the start, I'm feeling confident that we can keep this up to victory. That Tirpitz is eating a lot of damage. He aggressively repaired Philip's fire and now is vulnerable. I'm dealing almost 4,000 points of damage every 7 seconds, so we should be able to cripple him pretty hard. Yep, he is burning again, but starting to realize his mistake and giving some angle. The cyclone is in full effect and the Tirpitz disappears, not before sailing into one of my torpedoes and suffering a flood on top of that. He should be pretty low HP, so I decide to push out of the smoke and chase him down. Philip is still right next to me and we are both going to move. We plan on attacking A after the Tirpitz is dealt with, just to prevent any counter moves from the enemy forces remaining in the south. My torpedoes are reloaded, but I won't have to use them just yet. Tirpitz reappears, extremely low health as planned, and a couple of salvos are enough to finish him, securing our 4th kill so far. But I am still detected, and so is Philip. Another ship is in the area and that has to be a destroyer. I immediately turn on hydroacoustic and turn the guns to a possible location. We have a friendly battleship to our left, so we should be able to pinpoint his location. Incoming shells from the north, that should be the North Carolina, and here he is. Enemy Lo Yang was trying to sneak up on B and he decided to open fire on our teammate down south. We immediately opened fire, but the Lo Yang laid down his smoke. And you know the drill. When I'm in a kill streak and almost at a Kraken, my greed is driving me insane. I take aim through the smoke for a blind shot and luckily get the kill, finally granting us what we wanted. Well. Only the North Carolina remains on this flank, and the hunt is not over yet. I'm trying to guess where the enemy battleship could be heading, and I don't want to get caught off guard after such a good run. I'm going to head over the island to try and ambush her while my friend Philip is pushing the objective, even if not really needed since we got this victory in our pocket. Lo Yang is pissed at me for that previous shot through the smoke, and I can understand him. That was luck, even if he was doomed anyway, because we would have pushed his smoke regardless. Oh, and the North Carolina have just been spotted inside A by our friendly Scharnhorst. She is completely surrounded and showing me a decent broadside. If I was a battleship and had this dilemma, showing a side to a Scharnhorst or showing a side to an Edinburgh, I would pick the Scharnhorst without a flinch. The damage per second on broadside is so high with British cruisers that it's really dangerous to expose your side to them. But the North Carolina does not really have a choice here, and even if she managed to take out the Scharnhorst, we've already chewed through a third of her health. That leaves only Philip and I to take her out, but this should not be too much of a problem if we're careful, and especially if she keeps showing me her broadside. Again, consistent damage every 7 seconds, and we've earned Confederate and High Caliber. Fortunately, she decides to engage Philip, and that's another mistake because the Atago can tank a fair amount of hits when fighting bow on. On the other hand, I am made of tinfoil, but now that the North Carolina is on reload cooldown, we have to take her out before she changes her mind and turns those big 406 on me. Job done, 6th kill of the game, and that wraps this up for that funny run with the Edinburgh. The remaining ship is way up northeast, and our friendlies are going to take him out shortly after. I haven't really taken any damage, and that thanks to the priority target skill, good team play and lots of luck as well. We devoted ourselves on capturing, clearing and defending the objectives, and it turned out to be the best game I had with the Edinburgh. 170,000 damage dealt, more than 10,000 XP earned and 400,000 credits gained. We've achieved Confederate, First Blood, Kraken Unleashed, Devastating Strike and High Caliber. Well people, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching it until the end. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did and you're a kind heart, give it a like. And stay tuned, I am now back and hopefully keeping this channel fed with more videos. Again, I am sorry for being away that long, but I had my reasons and I hope you can understand. Until next time, you have a good one and you take it easy.